Hey everybody, if you're hearing me, I'm just getting the stream set up so far. I'm only live on Twitch because that's the one that goes live first. We're not going to watch this. I don't know why the algorithm feeds that to me. Let's see what's back on my subscriptions. Most relevant. What does it think I'll like? Show more. Yeah, Yonika, that could be cool. Let's see. How to play what you hear. That's fun. How long is that? 23 minutes. Platanus. Okay. Here we go. Let's check this out. This will be cool.
Wait a second.
Let's discuss a little prelude finisher. Especially in figuration preludes that maintain the same figurative pattern for the entire piece, it makes a good impression when the final cadence actually breaks with that pattern and creates a special situation. I think a little coda like this provides a certain sophistication to the whole piece when the final bars emerge into improvisatory flamboyance. Let's take a quick look at my fabrication. It's actually a combo of 3 separate moves. There is a pre-cadential diminished 7th chord, a dominant 7th chord leading into a scale, and the actual cadence. The harmonic reduction reveals almost a harmony textbook classic, and this is definitely a cadence that I recommend to understand and practice just as chords. And it makes sense to transpose this into a bunch of keys.
Oh yeah, it will.
The same can be done with the actual figurative pattern. It's a little bit more difficult though. This may sound intimidating, but if you really have a concept of the 3 separate moves, transposing and memorizing the whole combo as an improv lick is actually doable. Remember, that move is supposed to be a prelude finisher. So let's just give that thing some context and use it to finish off a little figuration prelude. And that's gonna be my pattern. Let's listen.
What's up, Birdie? It's so good. I paused it right when he is climaxing. I just wanted to just state how similar to jazz this is, and I'm just getting back from Django in June, and we did a lot of this stuff, like similar ideas when we were using this method that I'm going to talk about today, 8-6-4-3-2-1 repetition idea. And then say, okay, now be creative with it, which is the additional step after you get down to 1. Then you use the thing and you play it in a way that has creativity to it. And that's very, very important for us. And with the chords, we would break the chords. I'll get back to that. Anyway, I just think that this is neat because it's the same sort of thing. Even I like to use the term repertory music. What's up, Phil? Yes, Phil was at Django in June. Cool. Very, very cool to hear that Phil used what he learned at Django in June to jam on accordion yesterday. Yes, Phil, big ups to you. That is what we hope, is to get you out there and jamming. And then you're going to make your own project. And then you're going to join other people's projects. And all kinds of cool stuff's going to happen. Super neat. All right, so let's finish up this cool En Blanc et Noir. So there he used that diminished chord progression but he broke it up. He hit it. He did big arpeggio instead of playing just the diminished chord. It's really very similar to how we approach jazz. Really neat. This is from the galant schemata and the being able to improvise in the period style like Baroque music, using this vocabulary. Really cool. All right. Well, let's start the stream. I think everything is set up. Let me check the sources. I'm going on YouTube. Am I going on Facebook? Let me see. It looks like it. Yeah, I am going on Facebook. Okay, so I need to... Hang on. I got to do one more thing on Facebook, which is pop out the chat. Where is that? Oh, I'm not live. That's what. Oh, that's why. Now I'm live on Facebook. Okay. All right. All right, Facebook, coming at you. I got distracted. I got almost to the end of all the steps and then forgot. Hello. Oh wait, let me pop this out first. There's a way to do that. Not like that though. Pop out. Here we go. Okay, so now this should show the Facebook. There's all these steps, but it's free to stream now. For now. Hello, Facebook watchers! Exclamation point. Okay, that should show up. Facts. That's right. Facts. Yes. Okay. All right, we're good. So now I can go big. Welcome everybody. Today is June 16th. It is a Thursday. No, it's not a Thursday. It's a Tuesday. My bad. It is a Tuesday like it always is. My brain's a little boggled like it always is. I did pick up the CSA for everybody. I didn't pick it up last week because I was out of town at Django in June. My name is Dallas. This is my podcast where I talk about accordion and music, a lot about swing and jazz and other similarly related styles. Also about expression and technique and different kind of folk musics from around the world that use accordion or other cultures or traditions around the world that use accordion. Very fascinated by all that kind of stuff. For a few months now, I have been reading this little thing at the beginning of the stream, I guess since the fall of last year, really, when things started to get crazy with ice and just all kinds of attacks. So I'm going to read this little spiel. It's things that I believe in and that are important to me and that kind of shape my worldview and thus the worldview of my teaching and my web presence and my music that I make and all that sort of stuff. So this live stream is pro accordion, pro musicians' rights and representation, pro educators' rights and representation, pro LGBTQIA+, pro gender equality, pro feminist, pro democracy, and political plurality. Pro-immigrant and pro-immigration. We are anti-fascist, anti-white supremacist, anti-war in general, anti-genocide of the Palestinian people, anti-Semitic. We're pro-public funding for the arts and pro-public educators and public education and many more things, but that gives you a little taste of that. If you hold those values, then that probably is nice to know that somebody out there that's doing something you're into, like accordion, also has those values. So that's why I state it. So we know that we're out there and we're existing. Yes, weird times. I just got back from Django in June on Sunday. My car, which had this very large leak in, I believe it was the front main seal, and I just kept filling it up. I felt bad about it, but like I have limited financial options to do, and the car was so old, it had about 217,000 miles on it when it, ceased running. And that happened to be on the return trip home from Django in June. Thankfully, it was not on the way to Django in June, which it very well could have been. Anyways, it was fine. It was really not unsafe. It just started like stuttering while I was going up kind of the final hills. I was 20 minutes away from my house with one accordion, I don't know, stuff. Suitcase. It would have been such a pain. It was really hot. I had to sit on the side of the freeway, but eventually after, 2.5, 3 hours, tow truck came, towed me. That's that. I assumed the seal just like the gasket just blew even more because there was like, I thought it could catch on fire. I turned the engine off and left the hood up. It was smoking so much from all the oil that sprayed all over. So I thought I could just, kind of just keep putting oil in it, but eventually that seals. So now I'm looking for a new car, a new used car. So that was a little bit of an adventure, but also I was expecting it. I knew that the car was like at the end of its life and I was just trying to get it to limp until I could get a new car, but that's the way it goes. Yeah. Thanks, Birdie. Django in June was wonderful. The main headliners, I guess, were Cha Limburger, who's an incredible primarily a violinist and a vocalist, although he can play all kinds of stuff. I bet he could play everything. And he knows many different languages, and many different styles and cultures, and he's really amazing. Fappy Laffertan was the other big name. I mean, there are many other big names, Sam Farthing, who's a young man, American, who's really incredible, and a Parisian guy that I gotta look up his name. What's his name, everybody? Somebody watching right now will put it in the chat. I hope the Parisian guy's not watching. He was really great. I know he played with Bastien Rabot, but I know Bastien because he came before, so I already remembered his name. Shoot. Anyways, all the concerts were great. It was really cool to see Fappy. I remember the Hot Club of Philly talking about Fappy, and I definitely learned his version of Song Atom, which is really cool and swinging. And so he's a total legend. And that was really neat. And it was great to see all my old friends, and the students did phenomenal. And I ended up with a pretty large class. And luckily I had fantastic co-teaching help from Frank Petrilli, who did a phenomenal job. And he just, every time I see him and hear him, he sounds always great, and then just even better. He was sounding so good. Everybody was sounding just amazing. Everybody's level just keeps getting up. There was a few new people, which is great. And it can be very, it's a lot, it's like wonderful because it's an immersion, but also it's like, oh my gosh, how do I do any of this stuff? And it is a long day. So you get your money's worth as far as like your experience. You're not lacking for things to do. Gwen Chafsky. I'm going to say Chafsky. Thank you so much, Charlie. Charlie's on it. Gwen Chafsky is this incredible contemporary Parisian style, like Adrien Monniard is maybe the most famous, but Gonzalo Bregara and Benoit Convert and many other of that generation of 40s, 30s, 20s musicians, I guess, in their 20s, I'm meaning, not from the 1940s, 20s. But anyway, it's I just, like, to me, the style seems like, if this is Django, voom, chat, voom, chat, voom, chat, voom, chat, like, the Parisian styles, fit, 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 fit. Kehu. Thank you. Gwen Kehu. Thanks so much, Charlie. Patty Chayefsky, that's what, is that like a blacklisted writer or something for being a communist? Anyways, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, it was cool. It was a wonderful week. I would say a very successful Django in June in my estimation, for me and for everybody that was there. Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed the food more this year. I don't know why. It's probably the same food every year. I mean, it always feels new and fresh, but it was great. Yeah, I had some wonderful jams with all manner of different musicians, and see new faces. Like, oh my gosh, like younger people in their 20s, it looked like, or maybe early 30s that I didn't know, that are just slamming. It seems like maybe a little bit of crossover from like musicians who are really great, maybe with Appalachian or bluegrass chops, that also are playing jazz, and then kind of, that's just kind of my estimation, just hearing styles. But really fun year. And one of the things I kind of was thinking about you have your working really hard. I thought it would be cool for the accordion program to have like a little, not like a merit badge. I'm looking for my phone. I have this like a little hole punch for like if you drink 50 beers at this pub near me. Like, I think you get a free T-shirt or something like that. Maybe it's 100 beers. I forget how many. So not like that, but like a list. Like, okay, can you play? Here's the list of like the tier 1 songs, 24 of them. Maybe break them down or something. A little bit easier goal. 6, 6, 6, and 6. Maybe 4 sets of 6 gets you there, or something like that. Something achievable, but like by memory, can you play chords competently and like La Pompe in your right hand through the whole song without faltering? So a chord shape on every quarter note. Can you play the melody from memory? And can you play like some sort of version of improvisation or something demonstratable like that? I thought that could be a cool idea. That could help all of us, and it could help you like kind of, I don't know, it kind of states like a skill tree, like, for people who, it's like, okay, I had a great time at Django in June. Django in June is not the time to like get things under your fingers. Like once you're there, it's like you're here, we're going to use whatever you have. You know, you are motivated to practice. I think everybody feels that way. They play with people and they take classes and stuff, and you're like, okay, man, all right, I got a little bit of time before or after food or classes, and I just want to practice. I'm very motivated. But I feel like that could be good for people who are gearing up for the new year, the new year of Django in June. It could be good for people leaving Django in June to be like, okay, cool. Like, how many? Let me take a look at this thing. This sort of organized list of commonly played repertoire, and go like, look at them, and go like, oh yeah, I did play this one and I don't know it. I love that one. Now I know it, or whatever, it could be cool. And kind of like, it could serve everybody, anybody that kind of wants to play it. You don't have to go to Django in June for this to be a cool idea. So I was thinking of something like that, some sort of functionality to keep track of them, and then you have to demonstrate it, right? You have to be sort of tested or reviewed. So you have to do it and be like, okay, I check it off. I would, or anybody else could, I suppose. But that's a fun idea. I think that is practical for learning. The thing that I wanted to talk about today and kind of intersperse some videos is just this technique. It's a few things more than the technique, because there are a few ancillary skills around the technique, but it's just a simple repetition of notes going down from 8. You repeat what you're playing, the musical event. So whether that event is, not musical event, a note being played or multiple notes. So if it's a melody and you're performing this as a melody, you do the first note of the melody 8 times, and then the second note of the melody, or the segment, like the phrase that you're working on, and you just move. It's better for me just to show you. But anyway, I use this a lot, and I had been using it a lot. It's an idea that I returned to that I think came out of my original work with Deschamps, and I don't know if it is his method or if I don't remember specifically learning it from him. I don't want to pretend like I invented it if I don't, and I don't remember if I did or not. But the one that I do remember from him goes the opposite direction. You start with just, without looking at your keyboard, trying to feel for the next note and the next note, and make sure you know where it is, and then just play it. And then you start performing it. But it works. Anyways, this one that I'm going to show works from 8 to 6 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. It works super, super well. And I want to get into it and show hand positions when they're necessary. So what's up, Hartman? This is an excellent exercise. I have about, I'm going to try to stop right at 5. So I have an hour and 15 minutes. When I need to take a break, we can just watch some videos. And feel free to ask any questions you may have about this technique. I'm going to show it first on a more complex piece of music, because I'm able to show more parts. If I do it first on simple music, it's not challenging enough to warrant certain other things that you need to know how to do. So let's do, if anyone's in the chat and has a suggestion for like a fast notey melody, it could be like a musette, or it could be just like Anuman is not a musette, but it's a very challenging melody, or Donna Lee, or anything like that. Or it could be like a simple melody that's just challenging. It's just not getting in your hands well, or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and do one that I have been working on. You know what? I'll go to the Django fake book. Let's see. How about, I know what would be a good one for everybody to learn. This would be great. Minor blues. So, and I actually haven't learned minor blues yet. And it's not easy on the keyboard. There's a lot of like leaps, and it's kind of pretty obvious that a keyboard player didn't. So for this, if you're following along at home, here's what I suggest you do. Take a fresh piece that you don't have nervous system muscle memory for, and something that you'll be able to put fingering into. And something that is a little challenging, which would mean kind of moving around hand positions and stuff like that. Let's see, what do I need? I need the iPad and me. So, one moment here. While I get the iPad going on. No, not that. New movie recording. From the iPad's not plugged in. Okay. 1 second, guys. All right, so now I can put this on. Okay. Boop. Okay, so this is my iPad, and this is a fake book called the Django fake book, which is, in my experience, the most commonly used fake book in gypsy jazz. And you can find it just by Googling. So we're going to go to minor blues. Which, is that in here? Maybe it's not in here. It's not in here. I assumed it would be. Let's see. I'm trying to think what another, like, kind of... Oh, Chavalo Swing. That's a hard one. Okay. Let's go to Chavalo Swing. So this will get Chavalo Swing. You know, you still have to do multiple sessions, but this is gonna get it under your fingers really, really good. So step one is to put the fingering in. So let's see. Step one, you put the fingering. Let me adjust stuff so you guys can. Oh, it's blues and minor. Thank you, Charlie. All right, minor blues is in here. Let's go with this one because I think most of you will agree this one's kind of a challenge. And even when I do pull it off, it's not super solid. I think that's pretty common. So I'm gonna do this. Say 1, 2, 3. So I would do 1, 2, 3. Can you see that? Yeah. I'm gonna do it here. 1, 2, 3, 5. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna have to play that to make sure. And you should play it too. And then I would, let's see. You know, I could do it another way too. I could also do 1, 2, 3, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 5. Let me see which one I prefer. Now, you guys don't really need the visualizer, so I'm gonna do this on my better accordion, which is the Victoria, because it's better for jazz. Nothing wrong with the Beltuna, but it's not as fine a jazz instrument as this. This is really a great jazz accordion. Let's see. So bobby dum ba, or I can kind of play it already, although if it was really burning, it'd be a little it's been a minute. It's been I don't know, actually quite a while since I worked on this one. I did at one time, because Barry would call it all the time, the Hot Club Philly. And it actually comes with a pickup here. But this is a nice melody that's really fun to play, and it sounds great on the accordion. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 5. The fingering is important. Not interesting content here, but it's important to get right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the hand positions. Let me move my... There we go. The hand positions are how you can sort of like set your hand and when you have to reset your hand because you have like the same finger on a different note. So I'm just going to show you where these hand positions are first rather than just kind of saying a whole bunch of words about it. So here's a hand position 1, 2, 3. Oops, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5 is a hand position. And we know that because like when we get to 1 again, it's a different note. See how D and D? So like the definition of a hand position is that you can't have the same finger on 2 different notes in a hand position. If you did, the finger on the new note is part of a new hand position. And the hand position might start at that new finger. It might have started before. It's a really obvious idea. Or I don't know. Let me rephrase that. It's once you kind of understand it, it is not complex at all. It's very easy to figure it out. But the purple represents my first hand position. You know what? And I guess I will use the what do you call it? Oops, there's a screw. Did that come out of my accordion? I hope not. I'll use the visualizer because then I can show you. So let's see. Let's get the visualizer on. Wait. One moment. Allow. Okay, so step 1 is put in the fingering. And step 2 is oh cool, it's there. Great. So I just need the sheet music. Step 2 is mark the blocks. Mark the hand positions. And then so now that we've gotten those, now we can do work. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play these notes all together as a chord. And that's called blocking. And I learned about this on my first trip to France from Deschamps. And I had heard about it before from my classical piano teachers in college. Blocking is a commonly used practicing device where you just take a melody, that happens one note and then another note, and it could be harmonized also, but you look for the hand positions in your fingering in the melody, and then you start by doing work on the hand positions themselves. So I want you to see that what's going on here is that like all the ones in this second block are all the same note, right? So, and all the A's with 3 are all the same, So these are all, even though this is a lot of notes, you just put your hand over those notes. And same with the first set. So it would look like this. I'm going to play it maybe an octave lower than written, but that's the first block. See how it's D, E, F, A? That's my first block. I'm playing all those. You can't see my hand, but I'm not going to show you everything. You can see the keyboard. And then I'm going to move to the second block, which I need to figure out. I just look at them and kind of add them up. And that's what it is. So I'm looking, this is everything in the second, under the second purple line. There. So the first hand position as a block and the second hand position as a block. So why don't we take this and we'll do 8, and I'm going to do 8 staccato. And I'll talk about this in a second, but I want to show you what we're doing. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I have to go to the next block without hesitation. And I hesitated because I haven't learned this yet. I guess I did learn this before, but I didn't know about blocking when I practiced it, and I've forgotten it. So let's see, D, E, F, A is our first block. So I'm going to show you. I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. And what you're trying to do is at the beginning, you're going to start really, really slow. And that might, for a lot of you, that might be too fast, the tempo that I'm taking it at. And if it is, then you just go slow. If you go slow enough between 8 of the first hand position and 1 of the second hand position, you can find your notes. So if I really, really slowed down, which is, this is not how you're supposed to do it, but if I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now you guys can't really, I'm like, okay, wait, is that, oh no, wait, this feels like D or whatever, you know, or if I'm looking at my keyboard, like you might be looking down like, okay, da da da. So if I give myself all this extra time, then I can find it. So what you need to do is you need to count slow enough that you can do 1, oh, that wasn't D, here's D, 1, 2, 3, can I find it? 4, we're gonna jump after 8, 5, 6, 7, get ready, 8, and 1, right? 2, and you're supposed to do the all 8 there. So this is the concept. You have to make it slow enough that you can do it. And when you're doing something easy, usually you can keep the tempo fairly quick. When you're doing something hard, like a big leap on the accordion, a big jump, like this is a jump from, pardon me, down there to down there. That's an octave, and you have to really go from this to that. It's challenging. So you're going to go slow at the beginning on 8, but by the time you get to 1, you will have improved so much. You might not have it fully learned yet, but the distance, the amount forward that you go in learning is really incredible. So like I said, we're going to learn this on challenging melodies and easy melodies and on chords and in the left hand today if we have time. We have about an hour. So here we go. So I'll do again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jump. I didn't get it. Okay. So what needs to happen now? I want to show you guys what happens. So what's going to happen, and I'm training myself to not look at the keyboard. So when I hit 8, I'm going to close my eyes, but I want you to look at my hands. So that's, let's see, that's, yeah. So pretend this is 8 here on the low one, 8. Then I'm going to keep my fingertips touching the piano keys and find 2 black notes, and I know that that's where my thumb is going to go on D. So without looking, 8, there's the 8, and I'm shooting up this way because I know that's where the black notes are. They're not down on the outside, they're on the inside of the keys. So I hit that 8, and I run sort of metaphorically with my hands to find those 2 gaps. Then I know, and I feel the 2 black notes, and then I know I'm right around a D, so I can position my hand like that. So 8, let's see, 8, right? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3. I got it. 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's good enough. And that's maybe too fast for you, so you just slow it down so you can do 8. And no matter how slow you have to go, you just go that slow. It's going to get better. So after you do that, the rest is simple. You're going to do 6 next. So we're going to go to fewer, and we're going to get fewer and fewer. And the fewer there are, the harder it's going to be. You're going to have less time to think about what's next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got it. And I'm going to stop and relax. So this is the other idea that we were able to do at Django in June this year. I did the 2nd year in a row of accordion yoga. I volunteered to wake up early, to give up one of my free hours for no extra pay, to do 1 hour of accordion yoga, which is we start and end with stretching. I do this online, and I have for years now. We do stretching at the beginning and end. We do some breathing. We don't really do any real yoga poses, but we do stretches and breathing. And then we get into these very deep exercises like moving the bellows and touch and all this other kind of stuff and body movement. We spent a full 60-minute session on posture, and it was really, really good. And I can't remember why I brought that up. Anyways, okay, so after you do 6, then you're gonna do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and let's pretend like I didn't get that correct. So, oops, I made a mistake. So really, I should push myself to make a mistake so you guys can see, because that's what you want to be doing day after day, is try it faster, and then maybe if you tried it twice and you failed both times, then really start to dial back the tempo, because you don't want to repeat mistakes, but you want to test. This is cool. It gets you to play a lot better, a lot quicker. 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. There it is. Okay, so you can all see. I can't see because I'm not looking yet, but I can hear that I'm one whole step too low. Right? So that's what you need to do, and we know this from the Noah Kageyama famous teaching video that is also referenced, the basketball study, where the basketball players who improved their free throw shots way faster than everybody else, they came into the practice session with a strategy, and every time they shot the ball, they evaluated, did it do what I was trying to do, whatever that was. Hit the rim or hit the backboard, or keep my eyes focused on this, or make sure my elbow doesn't droop, or whatever the thing was. They say, did I do that? In addition to, and maybe some other general light questions, quick questions to ask. But you don't get into this thoughtless, mindless loop. It's what everybody tends to do. It's what I did also, and it really is bad. Like, we don't just define what you're going to do, try to do it, and stop. You do 1 rep and you evaluate. So you got to know what you did, and if you hit the wrong note, try to keep your hand there. Keep it there and look, or if you have ears that you can hear and identify what you did, you label it and you go, okay, in this case, I didn't go far enough by 1 step, so I need to say, in this time, I'm going to try to keep it fast. I'm going to see if I can do it fast. When I do the leap, try to say, go a little bit further. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that time I nailed it. And if I did it again, I might not, but that's okay. So this feels at the edge of my speed that I can comfortably do this for real. So it's good for me to kind of show you what it's like for me. So after 3, or after 4, you go to 3. So 1, 2, and I got it again, and it's starting to feel automatic. And if I did it slower, which is totally fine, and you can see that I'm still verifying. I'm getting to where I think the note is as quickly as I can, and I'm putting my hand down and verifying that it is indeed the note before I play it. Because once you've played it, the nervous system is fired, man, and you've walked that way in the snow, So, like, don't walk that way in the snow. Take a moment to go, okay, wait, before I walk that way in the snow, is this really the right way? Am I at the right place, So, and that's where the tempo has everything to do with it. So you want to, with very few wrong attempts, get a correct attempt, but that forces you to really adjust the tempo in a way that's honest, so to speak. Okay, so did I do 3? I think I did 3. So let's do 2. And I got that also. If I didn't, I would slow it down. And now 1. So let's see. And I got it there too. Okay, so that's an example of going through 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, there are numerous other things to show, and I'm going to get into those details more, but this gets us moving. This is basically it. So that is the blocking version of this, and I suggest you do this before. Run down this step, write in your fingerings, find the blocks, do the blocking version of the repetition practice, and then do it melodically. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to create great bellows pressure. I haven't talked about the staccato technique yet, but I will when I'm done with this. But we're going to play each melody note 8 times. And this is a fair amount of melody notes, so it's going to take a while. There's a couple ways you could do this. You could concern yourself with the bellows, or you could not concern yourself with the bellows. I'm going to say, to get started, don't concern yourself with the bellows. It gets really hyper-managey. At a certain point, you're going to want to fix stuff, and in order to do that, you're going to have to work on the bellows the opposite direction and really balanced. But just to get going, you know, so you're not like, sometimes being too strict with yourself means you're too restricted and you get no energy back from it. So don't worry about that. Just do this. So I'm going to read the melody as it is. I'm going to try to keep my hands in the hand positions, but just play only that finger. And each note now, so I'm not playing these as a block, I'm playing it as a melody, but each melody note that's written, I'm going to repeat 8 times like this. The D, and then the E, and then the next note is F, right? And I'm going to use the fingering that's there. That's what's super duper important. Don't mess this up. You got to use the same fingering that you just practiced in those blocks. And actually this makes me see I didn't do the blocking correctly, because most of those when I did it, I did 1, 2, 3, and I completely left out the 5. So I need to do it again. And this happens to us. This, if you practice, you've done this. You've forgotten something. Oh man, I just practiced the wrong fingering, or I changed the fingering. Expect that to happen. You're going to change your bellowing. You're going to change your fingering. It just happens. Often you don't know the best fingering until it's closer to at speed, because certain things that could be, if you have options, one kind of seems doable at a slower speed, and then as you get it speed up, you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this thing. I need to look for a different option. You know, that happens all the time. So anyway, I'm going to redo this because this is the best practice. So here I'm going to start on 8. And here, and I made it. Now I stop and I relax. Relax that. Okay, good. Relax my hand, turn my hand to jelly and my wrist to jelly. Okay, now I'm going to do it again with 4 notes here. So I do 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty good. And I'm going to relax my hand. You can't see it, but it's wiggling like that. Okay, that's 6. Now I do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, just like that. And relax. And if you can't do that, then you go slower. Okay, now I'm going to do 3. 1, 2, 3, and I made a mistake. Okay, so stop. It's good. And 2. Not clean enough. Go slower. Better, much better. And 2. Let's see. That was 2. I think now 1. Let's see. Okay, I got it. So not my ideal speed. I really want to, like tomorrow, I would try. And then there's a mistake, but I would try to correct it. I would push myself to go faster than I did. Each day you try to push yourself. And even if you slowed down on any number of these, so maybe you got to 4 and you're like, oh, I got to really slow down. On 3, see if you can push a little bit faster again. And you're always pushing to see how fast you can go. Okay, so now I've done that properly. So now I can do the repeated notes. So this is the same idea, but you do this after you do the blocking. You don't have to do the blocking first, but I find that it really helps a lot. So. Now I'm just playing the notes as they are 8 times. I'm going to stop there. So a couple things. I did make some mistakes, but when it's my first time or my first couple times and I'm on 8, I let those, if it's just like 1 or 2, or if like it's inside the phrase and I don't start exactly on the note, like there was one of them that did that, where I started, I think with my pinky, I think I started a note up, I believe, and then I immediately corrected it on the second hit of 8. But still, on that, it's okay. I say it's okay for me. Like that's how I hold it. You guys can set your own metric for that. But on the subsequent ones, like if it was 4, I wouldn't accept that. 4 has to be perfect. 8 and 6, you can have a little mistake, and especially if you're early, if this is your first day doing it, like for me it is. So that's okay. But as you go on, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, you definitely want to start getting strict, because you can. You shouldn't be making mistakes as long. If you're doing this correctly, you shouldn't. And if there is a mistake, you should correct it pretty quick. Okay. So let's see. I did 8, now I'll do 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, and I got it. That's great. So I'm getting good at automatically after I do something, I take my hand off and I relax it. It really is starting to become automatic. I'm also trying to relax my shoulders down because they tend to hold tension. Okay, so that's 6, so now I'm going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha. So that one, that's the hardest part of the whole thing, is moving my thumb like that, break from the first hand position to the second. So I'm not going to accept any errors there. So I'm going to go slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they get harder. The fewer you do, the harder it gets. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got it, thankfully. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And relax. Drop your shoulder. Relax your arm. And make your forearm jelly and your wrist jelly and the top of your hand jelly. Make them all jelly. Okay. All right. So that was 4. So now we're going to do 3. I'm going to keep it at that tempo. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Here's the hard part. I was one step up. I got to go slower. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. It gets harder. 2, 3. And 1, 2, and 3. And shoot, I gotta go slower. 1, 2, 1. I'm gonna have to really check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. I'm gonna have to check. Hopefully I can do it. No. Okay. All right. Shoot. All right. This is good though. So I'm really in the danger zone now, according to the Molly Gabrian book. So I need to go super slow to get through this. And this is good. Like, if you're hitting challenges like this, it means you've chosen a worthy phrase to do this on. Although that's relative to the person. So after this, we're gonna do Palmer Hughes, which is beginner's music. But if you are a beginner, it could be very challenging. And this is definitely going to help you with that. It's going to actually speed you, accelerate you through Palmer Hughes so much if you do this. So let me get this right. I think I needed to do 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1. See, I did check it. That was the only way it was going to happen. And woo! That was hard. Took a lot of concentration, but that's how this works. You just do the correct movement. That's what you're doing. You do the correct movement, and you do the correct movement again and again and again, and the nervous system goes, "Oh, let's make that electrical wire better, or let's make this road bigger, let's trample this snow more." And then the electrical signals just automatically go there. Okay. I might do that one again, but that's okay. For time, I won't. Just because I made so many mistakes. You know what? I will. So let's see. Do 3 again perfectly. 1, 2, 3. Because I'm really in the danger zone, I want to go slow. And here. And here. Okay. There. Yeah. Now I have to check. See. This, I think, is going to take more than one session, but that's okay. And I'm really, you guys can't see, but I'm really taking my hand off the keyboard quite a bit, like probably 8 inches at least. Okay, so that's 3. I'm going to relax my hand. That went well. So now I'm going to do 2. See how I try? And why was it perfect? Why was that perfect at a faster tempo when at 3 I just couldn't do it? Who knows? It doesn't matter because the result is the same. Whatever my cognitive abilities think, like, oh, it's because of this or that, it doesn't matter to the thing that's getting learned inside my brain, at least as I understand it from all this, from the Molly Gabrian. It's just about doing the correct movement, I think. For the nervous system part, that doesn't give you musicianship or music theory, but it makes it so, your fingers go where you intend them to go. Okay, so I did 2, so now I'll do 1. Nope, slower. Okay. Whew. Okay. Oh, that was tough. Now I'm going to try to play it. Let's see. And I guess I'm looking at this now, and I should have repeated the whole thing. Let me do that again. Let me go back to 8 on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I was just going up to that D, and I shouldn't have. See, I got to keep going here, and so do you. You're gonna really play the melody. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. And if you have repeated notes like an F, like it ends with F and F, just do one F 8 times. You don't have to do 8 times an F and another 8 times on F. Okay, good. So let's do 6 for the whole thing. Nope. See if I can do it without slowing down. Kind of early in it. It's okay. My F finger drifted, but I'm playing on hard mode here because I'm going to show you guys. I'm really going above the key. Do you see how high my hand is bouncing? That's high. That's hard to go from, now it's like a foot off the keyboard back down, just throw it without looking. That's really hard. So that's over practicing, right? There's stories about the jazz stride piano players practicing in the dark with like a sheet over the keyboard and all this kind of stuff, like over practicing. So that's what we're doing here. We're over practicing. So I'm not super worried about those notes that I missed on 6, 3, 4, 5, 4, 4, 1, 2. So I'm finishing up the melody. Okay, that's 4 and 3. And relax. Okay. And let me check in with chat. Let's see. Question. Does going far off the keyboard help with accuracy? Yes, it does. It does help with accuracy. And that's something that I got from Jacques Mornay. That idea. It says when you're doing, and I will talk about this technique. It's a staccato that you're coming off the keyboard, and Jacques Mornay calls this, he has coined the term staccato aggressive staccato. So you attack the keyboard, so you're off the key and you hit it, and you're off the key, you touch the key, and then you come right back off. So like that. And that just super speeds up learning. Okay, so I think I'm on 3 now. Relax. Good. That's 3. How about 2? I forgot that last one. Okay. Good. And that's already speeding up for me. And now 1. Good. Okay, now. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's what you do. And then the very last thing is you do something creative with this. So in this case, if it's a melody like this and not chords, what I'm going to try to do is, let's see. I'm going to try to like play with the tempo almost like it's rubato. First play rubato. The melody rubato, which it's adding a layer of creativity. So you're taking it from this part of your brain that's like, oh, I'm really good at this exercise. The brain's like, yeah, we got you in this exercise. And you're taking it from that part where you're just really being disciplined and focused and sticking, under control and organized. And you're going, okay, now let me turn on the creativity. Take this same thing that I just taught my nervous system, but throw some creativity into it. And it doesn't matter if it's bad art at all. The fact that you're just thinking creatively about it. So like, what if I went, right? Or something. I'm trying to like go slow, then fast, then slow. And that also challenges the nervous system. So it also tells the nervous system like, oh shoot, like we got to use this. Okay, we're going to use this for creation, for creativity. Okay. So then when you're in the creative setting, like when it's your turn to play this melody with the gypsy jazz group, the Django band or whatever, your brain knows like not to leave this in the like, oh, this is just for practicing an exercise or something. Now I'm creative and I don't do that. It's a way of kind of dragging it from the exercise side of your brain over into the creative stuff I do side of the brain. The other thing you could do is repeat these notes. Other melodies make more sense. This one is a fairly straight line of quarter notes and eighth notes. Other ones, it makes more sense to kind of ornament. If you can get some little ornaments or just other things, do something creative with it and try not to alter your fingering too much, because that's what you're really trying to bolster with this creativity part of it. Okay, let me take a look. So we'll go to another tune and I'll talk about some more stuff. So we'll go to another melody and then we'll talk about some chords. Where should I go? Where is the chat? The chat that's too small. Chat's there. That's weird. Okay, good. No new questions. So, cool. So let me find. Let me see if I have a Palmer Hughes on here. I think I do. Palmer Hughes is. I'll tell everybody what Palmer Hughes is. If you don't know, now you know. All right. Let's see. What's the hardest song in book 2? Okay. Oh, these speed drills. I mean, those are cool too, but okay. So this, I'm just trying to look like what seems hard about it. And they have fingerings in here for you. So that's cool. You still want to set them in. This, you have 2 phrases and more. Let's see. Look for something that's a little bit more challenging if I can. But Arkansas Travel. Yeah, this would be a good one to do it on. I think because let's see. Your thumb, no, here your thumb stays where it is. Not so good. I'm trying to look for something that has a hand position change, which is just kind of by default challenging. This one they do play in gypsy jazz, actually. It's called Anniversary Song. Well, let's take this one then. I'm going to do... turn that this way. Like this, sorry. Okay, and then like this. All right, so we have our fingerings here already. Now let's see. If I go... there, yeah, can you see that? Not really. Let me make this bigger. probably be on top, but okay. It's still kind of hard to see for everybody. I'm gonna start with this. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Okay, so let's talk about this fingering then. So immediately I can see that this is not all one. Seriously? No, it will zoom in. There. Now it'll zoom in more. I can see that this is more than one hand position here, because if I go, okay, I put my 2. I have my 2, which is my index finger, and my 3 and 4 and 5 and 4, and 3, which I had before. So 2, have I had 2 before? No, it's the beginning of the song. So new hand position. 3, have I had it before? No. And then also you have to, this does get a little deep. I can't tell you all the little minutia of how you'd figure out if something's in one hand position or another, and there's gray areas where you could think of it one way or another. But anyways, these are the same finger number, but they're on the same note, so it's still the same hand position. But here, you have your third finger on an A and your third finger on a B flat, so this has to be 2 different hand positions. And then there's a question about, well, when should we change? And so in this case, since you have 4, 5, 4, it doesn't make sense to change earlier than that. Sometimes when you find a repeated note, you'll realize that the hand position actually started before that, and we might today or we might not. I don't know. But this is the hand position. No, here. That one. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that good 2, 1, and then 3 again. Yeah. Okay. 3, and then we can see that this is a 2 on A and this is a 3 on A. So when we're done with this phrase here, ends here, and the next phrase starts here and it carries over into the next. There's a couple notes there. So this is going to be a new hand position, but this is our second hand position. And this, let's see, it's not quite a repeat, is it? I thought it was. All right, so here we're back 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play through here. There, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this whole thing up to there can be one hand position, and I'm going to write that in. You would discover this if you were working on this. It's not hard at all. 5, 4, 5, 4. And fingering, there's a lot of variation there in fingering, and it really should be, you need to be informed and try expert or people that are better at the keyboard than you are, their advice. But inside, there's often, it's not just one way to do things. You have really big hands, you do it a certain way. You have small hands, you do it a certain way. You have this kind of accordion, you do it this way. You have that kind of accordion, whatever. And then I think we should do, why don't we make this its own, let's see, let's see. We will make this its own block here, 2, 4, 1, like that. And we'll think of this, let's see. It might be that this enters the same, well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't, because here we have 4 on A and three notes in. I was saying that it's possible that that's part of that other hand position, but it's not. So, all right. Now we have, let's see, 2, 3, 4. Oops. This actually goes to, it starts right here. There. 2, 3. Yeah. This starts there. So this all is one. So you have H hand position 1, hand position 2, and hand position 3. This is still hand position 3. And this is hand position 4. Okay. So, sometimes you might want to just write out the notes. So it's like A, B flat, C, and D. Sometimes you might want to write it out. So let's see. We'll go 2 on A, 3 on B flat, 4 on C, and 5 on D. And then over here we have 2 on A, 3 on B flat, 4 on C, and 5 on D. Oh, and 1 on G. There we go. I skipped this one. 1 on F, 2 on G, 3 on A. Okay. This can be nice when you return to it the next day, or you're doing this on a complicated piece. Like, you would learn a musette so much faster if you did a musette like this. There's just one more. Okay. So when you are working hard on these, this is nice. This speeds you up when you have forgotten what's the block. You can just go, oh yeah, thumb. You just put your fingers on these notes. This will be, let's see, 2, 4, 1, 1 on D, 2 on F, and 4 on A. There. And then we have our 3 blocks, and we can practice. So I'm going to practice the first block, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me make this one a little smaller so you can see the top there. There you go. Okay, those are my blocks. So first block, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Second block, 1, 2, 3. And I won't be able to zoom in on all of these, but 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3. That's the second block. The third block is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's almost the same as the first block. I can remember it like that. And then the fourth one, I'll remember it as a D minor chord. So that's this one, F, A, D, with kind of a 1, 2, 4 fingering. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to go slow. Let's see if I can do this. I think so. It doesn't look too hard. 4, 5, 6. So we're doing blocking. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, let me do that again. Relax. Okay. Next one. And then D minor. A few things happen is at the beginning, you won't be used to what the chord is supposed to sound like. So sometimes you'll hit it correctly and it'll just sound weird because you don't know what it's supposed to sound like, and it sounds like an ugly harmony. That's not pretty. And then you go, am I playing the right notes? Oh, I am playing the right notes. And then your brain knows that that's what it's supposed to sound like. So by practicing these a few times at least, you quickly get to learn the correct sound and stuff. All right, I did 8. Let me do 6 now. Okay, let's see. Okay, not bad. Relax my shoulder and my hand. Now I'll do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Sit back. Okay, now 3. 1, 2. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Good. And you want to memorize this. So I'm trying to memorize this. So it's like the first one and the second one are both the G minor scale in my head. Kind of in my, my little labeling of it, even though it's the song's in D minor, or no, it's in F major. Yeah. Anyways, this shape and this shape, and then so I just kind of think of these as like G minor, a 3-note, real G minor, and a 3-note like that. Okay. So I think I'm on 3 now. I'm gonna do that again. I need to go slower so I can think. 1, 2, 3. All 5 notes. Nope. Better. Shit. Okay. Again. All right. I'm not going to beat myself up because it'll get better. So, now 2. 1, 2. Like, why is 2 better than 3? I don't know. And then 1. Okay. Have it. Okay, not bad. So that's the first step, and the second step now is I'm going to just read the melody, and I'm going to play the melody. So here I go. 8 times. That's not right. Let me do that again. I gotta get closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now next hand position. Now next hand position. Next hand position. For that one, I think about 4 and 4. When I do 8 and it's not really challenging, and I'm trying to rip through it, I will think 8 and 8. I wanted to show the technique now for moving your arm because this is super important. So when you're doing these, this would be something that should be stated at the beginning, but I feel like explaining this is better just to start doing it, not talk to you too much. And I had already talked about marking it all up. So your right hand is going to start off the piano and return to the piano. The faster you get, the closer to the keyboard you'll go. You won't go as high. But you learn so much from really coming off the keyboard. So the other thing is we need to have that bellows pressure down onto the left leg and opening. So it's bellows as a fan. So it means that we're always pushing down onto our left leg. I have a good way to teach this now. I teach the bellows shake first, and then we have learned what it's like to make a note pushing down and pushing up, and then we just push down and make the note. So push down and up. Now just push down and push down again. Push down again. Push down. So that is the technique. Do a bellows shake and then push down, push down, push down. Never push up. Push down, push down, push down. And you have the technique. It's a little bit more challenging closing it, but yeah, cool. A Musical Life PDX. PDX is saying also, let's see, what did you say? Hard to read. They are glad to hear me talking about the fingering, looking for strategies to figure it out and gain confidence that way. I would suggest, for the two of those things, first of all, the best thing that you can do is find music without fingering and use your intellect and experiment and play through it and write it out and say, I think I should do this, and you will do weird things. I know, because I see it. I assign people to do this, or I haven't met them and they taught themselves and they don't have any keyboard experience, and they do weird things that I then correct. But that's okay, because you want an understanding of the idea of fingering, which is you look at what note you're on and what note's next, and you keep doing that, and you'll go a few notes forward. Okay, I could start the note that's next. The next note is either above or below. Okay, well, if it's above, then I could use many fingers. I could put my thumb on the first note, and the next note could be my index, my middle, my fourth, or my fifth, right? If I put my pinky on the first note and there was notes above on the keyboard, this way, that would be the dumbest thing I could do, because I don't have any fingers above the pinky. Or if there was a note above the one I had to play and I put my fourth finger on it and it was really far above, that also would be more challenging to get to. Sometimes we're stuck, you get painted into a corner and you got to really rethink everything, or just not ideal fingering is the only possibility. But it's trial and error is really the way to do it. It's such a particularly personal, not particularly personal, but the way you learn it is you gotta try it out and and don't be afraid, and then get somebody to check it. Any piano player can give you their idea of fingering, and it's largely identical, not entirely identical, but very close. the left hand fingering, I guess I don't really want to talk about that in today's thing because I want to get more to this technique. But yeah, for fingering, just try it out. Okay. Did I do all that on 8? Yeah. So now I'm gonna do it all on 6. And I was talking about the air pressure down onto my leg. This coming onto the piano key and off. So think about ripping it off. And this is something that Natalie told me. And you guys, I'm not afraid of sharing all this stuff that you would normally pay for because this introduces you to these ideas, which most people have never heard of this idea. Like creating such consistent, steady bellows pressure like all the time, or varying the touch, which I'm going to talk about before I end this hour in the next 15 minutes. And so exposure to these ideas is really great. Trying these, getting more info. If you take lessons with me or you're learning from classes, this is good. Fundamentally, these techniques, you need some correction on them and stuff eventually, until you really understand the whole system. But when you go down, this is the final thought that completes this idea. You want to think like you're creating a bounce house or a trampoline in your right hand. So you have all this air, and you inflate the piano key, and you relax your right hand, very relaxed, and then you can just strike the piano key. You coming on and off and on and off and on and off. Look, see how far I am above? It's hard to see depth two-dimensionally in a camera, but that's how it works. Okay, so let me do 6. And I ran out of air. That's okay, just change the bellows. Good. Okay. Good. Relax my hand. You know, I really want to give this its due. So I'm going to go ahead and carry this. I'm going to carry the chords part of this over into the next. I'll do that next week. I'll do the chords. So that way we can just sit with this and maybe I can hit the left hand a little bit. Because it's too much to try to cram into 15 minutes. So that was 6, and I think of 6 as 3 and 3. The whole time my right hand is light. I'm trying to be relaxed down onto and off of the piano key, and my right hand is light, and I'm trying to not like slam it down, not smash, do a Hulk smash on the piano key, but try to get light. Now I am actually hitting the bottom, but I'm not trying to like, oh yeah, that's not a good sound. I didn't break anything, but like you definitely don't want that because that's like going too far under the piano key. So just relax, keep the hand relaxed, and it's okay to move with force, but you're gentle at the same time. Okay, so now I'm going to do 4. See how... I think I messed up when I started talking. I was going to say, see how it's becoming fluid, and already I can feel, even by the time I'm on 4, it's starting to become automatic. I'm going to see if I can do this faster. I should be able to. You out there, if you're legitimately working through book 2 of Palmer Hughes, I have practiced many things more challenging than this. You probably will not have, so you might have to go slower. But I just want to show you the idea. Let's see. No, let me do this correctly. And that is what's going to ingrain it in your nervous system. So day 1, you're not trying to get there. Day 3 or 4, yes, push yourself to that. I'm relaxing. I drop all the tension. So that was 4. Now I'm going to do 3. I'm going to try the same thing. One of those, I didn't hit it hard enough, so the note didn't sound, but I'm going to let that go. Okay, that's pretty good. And I'm definitely pushing to the limits of like I'm exposing the reflex, which is good. Okay. Dicka. Let's do 2. Let's see. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. It needs more work, but that's it. Okay, and then now 1. And if you can play this song, which is not supposed to be that fast at all, if you can play that fast and do this for, do this 7 days or 5 days or whatever, you're embedding this melody so deeply. Makes it extremely easy to play. So the final thing we do is we try to be creative with it. So I'm gonna do the same thing in this case. I'm gonna start rubato, so start slow. I could do ornaments and stuff, but the ornaments usually tend to change the fingering. So in this case, I'm not gonna do ornaments, but this just all goes in there. What I can do also is I could do different articulations. So this is written as, you can't really see it because my little purple lines are over the top of the slur lines, but this is written to be played legato. I could play it staccato, which I did a million times. I could do a combination as a way of using creativity. So I'm going to say, all right, let me alternate each phrase. Now legato. Right? So you don't have to think about the notes when you get to that, when you finish the cycle. So good. All right, can we cram a little bit of left hand in here? Sure. I'll take a piece from here. We'll say, let's see. Okay, so here the left hand, I would say don't, what do you have to go? G7, C major, G7, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to do repetitions. So I'm not going to do the blocking. I'm going to do the repetitions. Let me put this on the Stradella thing so you can see. Stradella side. So it's a simple idea, but it works so well, and that's why I'm sharing it today. So I have umpa. I have what's written is that's what's written. We're going to over practice it, so we're going to go 8 times all the way down to the bottom. And there's a missing thing, which is I want to put in my fingering. If you're a 3-2 person, you want to put in 3-2. If you're a 4-3 person, you want to put in 4-3. If you use some other thing that I don't know about, you want to put that in. I'm using 4-3, so I'm just going to write this. 4-3, 2-3. And then the same. 4-3, 2-3. Now this is going to be 4-2. And then this is back to 4-3. 4-2. And 3-2. Okay, there we have it. So, here I go all the way down, and staccato. All the way down, staccato. Second measure. So I'm playing each thing that's written 8 times. That was better. This is kind of something new that I've been working on since my weeks in cinema, is to undo this thing where I was always playing on the surface of the left hand, and rarely deliberately playing all the way down. And from working with Natalie, it sounds like that's just, you have to play all the way down on a lot of the accompaniment, not everything, but like on a waltz, on those bass notes that you're playing, a lot of the time you're playing all the way down on the first beat, the of the papa, and then the pas are not all the way. So the pas are played on the surface, the chords. In this case, it's the same in like a pa like this. In a Frank Morocco thing, these two together, all the way down and lift, and then light staccato together, staccato. And you can't see it, but this C bass is playing. It's just not lighting up. There it is. There, that's it. That's what to do. Okay, so 8. It's gonna be boring, but I'm gonna do it the whole line. So here we go. All the way down and staccato. And I have, and my, yeah, I'll talk, sorry. Almost done. It's hard work. Okay, good. That's hard work. Because I'm using a lot of air pressure and I'm really kind of attacking the keyboard, the basses, the buttons, but attacking them to really commit to that, to like really push it down all the way. That was 8. So then you do 6. Let's do 6. This will strengthen your hand so much. One of the things I was going to say is, on the basses, I'm really trying to get this, like what they call the resonance, which means just going all the way to the bottom and then coming all the way back up and not lingering. So not staying, not going brr, da, da, da. It's da, da, you know, the length down and up. And also trying to not to leave the keys. Okay, I'm going to do 4. Okay. Oh, that should. Oh, whatever. That's good enough. I took my eye off the page. Now I'm gonna relax. 3. Not bad. Relax. 2s. And you relax. And again, I've got a ton of pressure going on here. Compression down onto my left leg, opening, or down onto my left leg, closing. Now 1. And that's how you make it automatic. That's how you make it automatic. Cool. Okay, so that concludes this episode of this live stream. Very simple idea, but incredibly powerful. What's happening, Carmine? All right. The blocks is a critical piece, exactly. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye now. It's a shorter live stream than usual. It's only 90 minutes instead of 2 hours. I will be back next week. With another episode. Yeah, you're welcome, Sarah. And I hope you're all really wonderful and excellent. Have